Hi, welcome to Mill Savvy Tutorials. I'm Luke and we're going to continue on with our pocket video. So all I've done from the last video is you can see I've now got these lines up on the screen. That's all they are there. Oh, I need to put, I had a problem when I was selecting them lines to do a pocket. And what layer were they on? That layer. And I had some duplicate lines, so I just had to what's it, pocket 4? Move them over into pocket 4 there, look like that. Turn off. There you go, now they're all happy. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do what I should have done in the first place, which is face it, and then machine these islands, then that pocket, and then we'll do this pocket together. And in typical Luke fashion, we'll do it in one take. I suppose at least you get the raw end, you know, you get the raw footage, so you know I'm not sort of trying to cheat you. If I have any issues, I'm going to have them in front, you know, in this video, and I'll show you how to get by. So what we'll do first, let's just quickly create another layer. Blimey, what am I doing? Double click that, and let's just call this excess, because we're always going to start with a billet, aren't we? For quickness, let's just parallel line offset these by 5. If I just go in the center there and double click it, and then it grabs the whole profile lines, and I'll just offset it to the left like that. Look, there's my excess. Your excess probably isn't going to have ragged corners like this, but you could trim that in if you wanted to. If I just go trim 2, look, I could go around and square them all up. Your trim 2 is obviously located here in your scissors commands, right? But this is just for an example. We'll leave it like that. So first thing first, let's face it. Face it super quick. Just grab that excess. 63 minutes. Yeah, let's just use what I've got here. Let's just make sure it's G54. Coolant on. Feeds and speeds. Yeah, fine, no problem. We'll say there's 1 mil to come off, and let's just go to 0.2. Now, I'll tell you what. Set that to 0, and let's set that to 0.8 step down. Why did I turn that off? Because that will come from there. So I'm happy with all of this step over. Zigzag's fine, I'm going to go like that. Click finish. And then that's just going to go down, leaving 0.2 on these islands, well, the whole face. And then it'll come down again at Z0. So now we've done that, cool. I'm not interested in the excess anymore. No, I am actually, sorry, I am. What I'm going to do now, we'll do a high-speed pocket, because we're going to leave these islands now. So grab that, which is my outside border, grab that, these are my islands. If you look down here, this will tell you what it wants you to do. So left click everything I've just did there, and then right click. So let's just use a biggish end mill, 16 mil. Not going to plunge cut anything, so I'm just filling this out as I go. That's going to be 0 now, and that wants to be Z minus 7.3, because we're going to rough it. We go high speed open, we'll go plunge, and you'll see when I simulate, you'll see what I'm clicking on. Don't panic, you're not going to plunge cut nothing, because we've selected high speed open. Step over, we'll go at 3.6, no, 3.2. 20%. Rough depths, no, turn it off. Finish on side, yeah, we'll leave 0.2. Click finish. Generates tool path like that. And then what we'll do is we will grab another high speed pocket, grab that, left click that, left click that. You always want to start with your border first and then grab your islands after. And we'll go through that again, but now more finishing feed rates. Set that to 7.5. That wants to be minus 7.3. And we'll go traditional now because it gives a nice finish. We're ramp down. And increase that up to about 12. We'll leave that on there because it will finish it after it's finished the bottom face. So let's make these 5, make that 10, make that 5. copy it over there by clicking them lines. It will move that over there, so the same. Click finish. Yep, I'm happy with all of that. Admittedly, I probably wouldn't bother. Yeah, I probably wouldn't bother comping on because I'm going to waste time potentially finishing fresh air. So I'm going to leave that like that, and I'll keep that all the same. I'll keep this all the same, and then I'm just going to click none. Because it's pointless me comping on finishing this outside edge because it's not there, it's fresh air. So what is the point? And I'm surprised I didn't mention anything. It would probably have a clearance issue. But so what I'm going to do is I'll come in and rough the bottom, rough the sides, and then finish the bottom using this. And then I'm going to mill profile these. So if I just grab that edge there, click that, then so it's left click in, then F3 to go all the way around. You see it's happy now, it's selected that whole thing. I'll do the same for this one. Grab that top corner just there, F3, right click, use the same tool, do speeds and feeds. Two, 7.3 minus 7.5. Cut levels, I don't want to ramp. It just feed down basically, comp on and go around. So if anything, I might just set that to 4.9 just to lay off that face a little bit so I don't get like a gouging mark, and I'll explain that in a second. Not interested in any of this because I'm just finishing that side wall. I am in this though, bottom only. And we'll just quickly put that to 10, that to 5, and that to 10. Put that there, click finish. You can see, look, so that's my 10mm line at a 5-degree angle, and that's my 10mm line off at a 5-degree angle. So the reason I didn't go to 7.5 is because these are two different tool paths, and there's going to be some lifts and drops. And yes, your machine should always lift and drop to the exact same height, but you know, if you cut the same surface twice by this, it doesn't matter how precise your machine is, there was always going to be a slight mismatch. Sometimes you can't capture it by eye, sometimes you can't feel it with your fingernail, and that's great, but you can allow for that in your program. Let's be honest, what did I lift it up? 110 microns. You're never going to see that in that corner. The fact that wall is finished 10 microns higher, you're not going to ever see that. But what you won't, bloody hell, get me words out. But by doing that, you're not going to get your tool path of this as a witness on this surface, if you know what I'm saying. So when your tool comes down, comes on, goes round, you're not going to see that tool path in the finish on these faces. Your 7.5mm deep plane, you're not going to see that tool path. It's not what you want. Why would you want to see it? You've already finished this with this tool path, so you don't want to see a separate one digging in. So let's move these now down here where they should be, where I should have put them in the first place. So what you got your face in, you got this, and then you got this finishing one, and then you got the finish of the islands. Then you run to rough that pocket out, then you're going to finish that pocket. So as we're only 10 minutes in, let's turn off the ones we're not interested in now. So I'm not interested in excess just yet. So let's find the pocket that I'm interested in. This one. So you can see here I've sort of drawn this funny shape. And the reason for that is I'm going to use high speed close to do this. And I'm trapping the tool with inside of these lines. That's what I'm basically going to tell it to do. I'm going to draw a circle. What distance did I give myself from here to here? I should just look at that arc, shouldn't I? Just got 6mm there, 1mm, plus another 6. 13mm. So let's give myself a middle line there. 13 divided by 2. I could have done that, but I just wanted to show you you can do that. It's really handy to be able to just do the maths in the box, if you know what I mean. So what I'm going to do now is I'll create a circle. We'll call it a 10.5mm circle. It has to be bigger than your tool normally. Delete that line. So we'll just check the depth for this. 27.5, right, cool. So the reason I've drawn this shape like this, rather than just coming straight out both sides, and just having this as a rectangle with rads this end, is because I want to put a little 0.2 break edge there, so that's deburred. So the idea, the tool's going to come round, rad that corner ever so slightly, not nothing that's you're going to notice, but it's just going to deburr it for you. See, there's not going to be a nice, like, you know, there's not going to be a ragged edge there. It's just broke that corner with a rad, and it arcs off, goes round here, and I've just created this distance here just a little bit wider than the tool to give it some, you know, some space to go into. Admittedly, I still haven't profiled this job. I've done the pocket in eye, I've done this there, and I've finished this one. But as this one is going to drop down the side, I need to profile this first. So we'll do that with 16 quick, and then we'll talk a bit more about this pocket. So there's the lines that I'm interested in. Let's turn that off. That was that, pocket 3? So let's just select pocket 3. Just grab that circle and move that onto pocket 3 by projecting it. There you go. So let's profile that, and I'll show you another way you can do this. You can high-speed pocket it, which is the most easiest way you can do it. So if I was to click my excess and do this, that is the easiest way of stepping your tool over at the exact step over that you want. But I'll show you another way, as we've got an exact replica of our profile, but 5mm wide for this. I will show you something you can use with mil profile. So put it where you want to start, and then F3 to go all the way around. So left click in and then right click in, and then we'll go on this tool, speed this up. Yeah, that's fine, and yeah, it can start at -7.5 now. We've roughed that step, and I can't remember what the thickness of this part is, so let's Z pick it. Hold on, enter a number there. So it's 57.5 apparently. So let's just go a little bit more, 58. Not bothered about this, because I'll do that with these rough depths here. So rough depths was 58, didn't we? So if we just do a nice take away 7.5mm, so we just go 58, take away 7.5, and then when you get that number, this what's that tool got? 32mm flute. Let's just divide that by 2. 25.25. Let's leave 0.2 on the sides. And here we go, this is the remove amount. So we know it's 5mm. But for this, we'll step over 1mm, so you can sort of simulate it nicely. You could go a bit more aggressive with that tool, but we'll leave that like that. We're not going to finish it. And the reason being is because we can, because I've got this choice down here, look, to manipulate my speeds and feeds. So let's turn this on, and let's change that to 1500. Tick that as well. Alright, so it's going to slow down for the finish cut. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So there you can see it steps in at 1mm at a time. Let me just go directly above the view so you can see. 1mm at a time, and then finish cuts it. So let's just click save, because I've done a few bits now. You've got to regularly save your stuff. Right, let's go back to that pocket. So this, hold on, I want that, don't I? Let's turn that one off, and let's go back to pocket 3. So what we're going to do for this, we're going to use high speed close. So high speed pocket, grab that, left click, right click. Not interested in the circle just yet. Let's go back to our 10mm tool that we had here. Let's grab that. Let's put the speeds and feeds in that we want. Yeah, we can start at -7.5. and it's 27, so 27.5, but we'll do what we did earlier, 27.3, and we'll high speed close this. We're going to plunge because we're going to select an entry point. It's fresh air, may as well plunge, it's the quickest way down. We'll set the step over to 3, and it's 20 mil. I'll tell you what, let's not rough it, we're going to reduce that to 1.5, and we'll watch that tool go to work in the sim. We'll leave 0.2 on it, and we're not going to finish it. Click no, so let's click finish, and we're going to, now it's look, select the circle you want to start from. Click that, so left click, right click, and you can see that tool path there like that. Super handy to be able to do this and keep that tool where you want. Look, you're minimising your fresh air cutting by keeping this line relatively close and everything quite close to this edge, but you can't completely stop it. Alright, if you wanted to draw this without these break edges on here, yeah, you could prevent this from happening in these corners, but for the speeds and feeds that this is running at, I'm probably going to increase my cycle time by about 10 seconds by keeping these like this. So you can do what works for you and what you're happy with. I'd be happy with sacrificing 10 seconds for the sake of saving the guy 30 seconds of deburring. So it all depends on how many you're doing and how perfect you want that program. If this is a one-off, then what does it matter? 10 seconds is not going to hurt anyone. But if you're doing 1,000 of them, then yeah, all right. You might want to dial this in a bit. What it might be worth doing is hacking the pocket out without any of this, and then using your mill profile to literally come in, and you could just draw. You could literally start here, for instance, go like that, and then stop here. So you've got your deburr option there at the same time. So there's loads you can do. This is the whole reason I wanted to create this channel, just to show you how you manipulate OneCNC to really get the best out of it. Well, what my personal opinion is anyway. I feel like I do. So let's duplicate that anyway, because now we're going to finish it. And obviously, you know me, I'm going to go traditional. Good finish, it's quick. Can't really go wrong. And we're going to use that same toolpath, that same boundary. Traditional, next, select there, look, plunge, step over, increase that to 8, leave that on, and I'll tell you what, we'll finish it now. Yeah, happy with that. Grab that, look. That ain't gonna add any time. So let's watch this through now. So if I just grab that, let's turn the excess on, simulate rest. We'll say there's 0.5 mil on the top, and we know the part is going to be 57.5 mil, so let's just go 62 mil for this example. Grab that, left click here, right click, and here's our toolpath. Speed it up. This will be our 16 mil spiral, and this is a high speed open toolpath. See, this is a great toolpath for hard materials. You know, use that radial load, keep that tool moving, keep it in the cut, but you're not shocking it because everything feeds in radially. Good for hard materials. Aluminiums are so forgiving, plastics are easy, you know, stuff like that. So you can hit them pretty hard and you don't really need to worry about it too much. Your tool's going to last for a long time. So now it's going to come in and just finish that face. It's just a 0.2 finish pass, that is. So you could, if you wanted to, use like high speed open or close for this if you wanted that radial step over, and you just increase it, don't you, at the end of the day? If you want to do a 10 mil step over or a 2 mil step over, depends what you're after. So now you've got the zigzag ramping in that pocket there with a traditional style step over. Again, you're not going to want to approach hard metals like this. You can, this cut's capable of doing it. I'm not saying you can't, because you definitely can. I personally wouldn't. I would rather use the high speed close and use a radial step over. But you can definitely, it's good for if you've got high speed mills. your tip tools, obviously traditional's going to be suited for them. And there's your finished pass there, look. So now look, profiling it with that mill profile option that I showed you with the 1 mil step over. So there you go, there's a 1 mil cut. And obviously it's got to do it in 2 step downs because we told it. It's not got enough fluid to do it in 1. And so that depth wasn't worked out quite right, hence why you just see it done it in 3 step downs. There's obviously a little bit left there. I can hold that. So this is exactly why you watch sim. You watch sim, you go, yeah, that's a waste of time. I need to alter that. So look now, well, it's totally pointless. So I need to increase that step down. So let's speed this up because I know what it's going to do, and we know there's a fault with it. So we'll sort that. Make a note of that if you want to, if you're doing this for yourself. I'll show you how easy it is to change when it's finished. So look, this is the toolpath I was on about. So there was a tiny bit of fresh air cutting, and then you can see it going in that. Look, there you go, a little bit of fresh air there, a little bit of fresh air there. And then see it radially stepping over. And then switch to traditional style milling and get that good finish. And then comp on. And there's your deburr there, look. See, that's not going to affect your customer's parts. They're not going to notice it other than the fact that it's deburred. If they specify they want a sharp edge there, then don't obviously do that. But most drawings will say in one of the corners, you know, break all edges, deburr parts sufficiently or something like that, yeah? So let's go back and correct that issue that we found with this, because we don't want to be doing that in 3 when we can do it in 2 steps. So let's find out where that fault is. So I think I did that number, take away 7.5, so I forgot about the 0.2. So was I right? Let's do 58, take away 7.5, and then divide that number by 2. Yeah, so that's what I had. And we've got to do an additional 0.2, so let's just change that to 3.5. But if you want to be extra safe, just go 3.6 and then click finish. And now that should simulate in 2 step downs as we want it to be. So let's speed that right up. There you go. And that's sorted that issue. So speed this up again, let's get through it. I mean, there's no point, to be honest, no point running it again, you've already seen it, ain't you? So let's turn that off. So once you're happy with what you're doing and the features you've done, just remember to just keep saving it as you go. So just to give you a quick look at the post now, and how it's changed. I mean, if you're not interested in this part, click off the video because it's not going to be too exciting. But you can see now we've got, you know, multiple different. Let's just go Control F and let's change that to MO6 and let's just search down. If I click F3 now, I can go down my program, so you can see my 16 comes in, then my 10, then switches back to the 16, back to the 10, and then back to the top look, because that's where I've got. There's my tool list, and I haven't put any information in here, so you're not going to get those notes pop up on your program telling you how to set your datums, how to hold it, whatever you know, your setup information is not going to be there unless you put it in. If you find these pocket milling videos helpful, leave some comments and I'll touch on how you do this and how I would do it. And this pocket here, they will take me a little bit more time, not a great deal of time admittedly, but I'm trying to keep these videos down if I can. I mean, obviously I'm waffling now, but yeah, let me know. Leave a comment if you want to see more videos on pockets, and I'll touch on these ones here. Or if you've got a job that you're doing and you need help doing it, send it over to me. I'll probably redraw it just to cover you and make sure that your customer's not happy with you sharing models if that's what you're going to do, or redraw it and send me that that model and I'll program it or whatever and show you how I did it, and then I'm happy to help anyone. Alright, so cheers for watching guys, thank you.